We are proud to be sponsored by Kiteworks, a secure content platform for CMMC compliance. Kiteworks is FedRAMP Moderate authorized and helps accelerate your path to CMMC 2.0 compliance. Did you know Kiteworks puts defense contractors on the fastest path to meeting CMMC 2.0 requirements, leveraging the same zero trust framework guidance used for federal requirements? Kiteworks supports nearly 90% of the security requirements for CMMC 2.0 Level 3. This can drastically reduce the effort and costs associated with obtaining CMMC 2.0 authorization. What's really cool to us is Kiteworks has an ongoing bounty program and regular penetration testing to minimize vulnerabilities along with one-click appliance updates. Kiteworks provides unparalleled ease of use with its intuitive web UI, mobile apps, and even Outlook integration. This user-friendly experience avoids productivity disruptions during your CMMC 2.0 implementation. Accelerate your CMMC 2.0 compliance and address federal zero trust requirements with Kiteworks' universal, secure file sharing platform made for defense contractors. Visit kiteworks.com to get started. That's kiteworks.com to get started today. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to Cyber Flashpoint. So in today's Cyber Flashpoint, we're going to show you how to digest recent data breaches and how to take action against cybercrime. Have you ever wondered how a single cyber attack can cripple an entire industry, or how businesses can recover from such a devastating blow? Ever realize the cybersecurity risks from SaaS platforms? So today we're going to dive into the story of CDK Global. I'm sure you've seen it in the news. It's a leading provider of dealer management systems. They're called DMS, dealer management systems. And they're relied on by the CDK Global's dealer management system is relied on by car dealerships across North America. Well, recently, CDK Global faced a massive IT outage due to a ransomware attack. It disrupted operations for thousands of car dealerships across North America. The story isn't just about the attack, but it's also about the resilience and determination of how to overcome such a crisis. CDK Global is known for a comprehensive SaaS platform. It provides applications essential for sales, financing, inventory management, and customer service. With these systems offline, dealerships were thrust into chaos, reverting to manual processes just to keep their doors open. Reports emerged of dealerships using spreadsheets and Post-it notes like it was the freaking 1980s, just to manage daily tasks, which are usually handled by the SaaS platform. It started on June 18th, CDK Global, their world was turned upside down. It was a ransomware attack, later identified as the work of the infamous Black Suit ransomware gang. I'll even play an effect for you. Black Suit ransomware gang. You're welcome. And it struck them hard. It forced CDK to shut down their IT systems and their data centers. I mean, imagine the chaos that dealers were suddenly thrust back in the era of pen and paper, unable to process sales, unable to process financing, unable to process service operations. And the CDK Global's DMS system is used by tens of thousands of car dealerships in North America. The attack left the dealerships in a lurch. Buyers couldn't purchase cars. Those needing service for existing cars were left waiting. And then the situation worsened the next day when, during the restoration process of the cyber attack, CDK was hit by a second attack. You're welcome. I'm just trying to make it interesting for you. But they were hit by a second ransomware attack. That relentless wave of attacks not only delayed recovery, but also spread panic and uncertainty across the entire auto industry. The true extent kind of began to reveal itself just as they were beginning their incident response and their restoration. In the evening of June 19th, remember the first attack happened on June 18th. That's when the second attack occurred, forcing them once again to shut down their systems to prevent further damage. It led to significant disruptions across the board. It affected over 15 identified car dealerships, and all of them were reliant on CDK's dealer management system for their daily operations. It once again stopped all sales processing, all financing processing, and all service operations, all of it coming to a complete standstill. Major players in the automobile industry, such as Penske Automotive Group and Sonic Automotive, were among the hardest hit. These companies disclosed in SEC filings that their operations had been significantly disrupted. Penske's premier truck group, which relies heavily on the systems, had to implement business continuity plans and revert to manual processes. Sonic Automotive reported similar struggles, indicating that all of their dealerships were using workarounds in order to minimize the disruptions. Dealership employees described a scene of confusion and frustration. On certain social media blog platforms, workers shared stories of being left without nothing to do. Several of them were reporting being sent home because the systems they depended on were down. And essential tasks like tracking and ordering of car parts, processing new sales, and managing customer relations were all in disarray. One employee mentioned how they were forced to manage everything with pen and paper, using Post-it notes, and a method that they had not seen in the industry for decades. The perpetrators were the Black Suit Ransomware Gang. For those that follow, they're essentially a rebrand of the Royal Ransomware Gang. The gang's origins actually trace back to the original Conti cybercrime syndicate, notorious for pretty sophisticated cyber attacks worldwide and with ties to the Russian Federation and the Russian government. The attack on CDK Global was no exception to this. Black Suit, they infiltrated CDK systems, forcing this company into negotiations to obtain that decrypt key and prevent the leaked data from causing further damage. The cyber attack, though, didn't just affect dealerships. It had a profound impact on us, the consumers, on car buyers and owners. Customers looking to buy new vehicles or service existing ones were met with apologies and delays. And with the entire process of buying a car, from inventory checks, availability to financing, all of that being handled by CDK's platform, the outage meant that dealerships couldn't process sales. Service delivery and service departments were also equally hit, with delays in parts delivery and repair services due to the systems being down. The disruption extended beyond the immediate business operations. The inability to service vehicles promptly or complete sales, it affected customer satisfaction. And long term, we will all see what it did to dealer reputations. The automotive industry, which heavily relies on timely and efficient service, it faces now potential long-term repercussions due to this. Despite the challenges, CDK adopted a phased approach to restoring, and they anticipate that it will all be done by today, the day of this recording, which is July 3rd. They anticipate all dealer connections will be back live. So please leave us a comment. Let us know what you're seeing. Some people, CDK is getting mixed reviews. They're saying that the determination and efforts of CDK in responding and addressing 2 major ransomware attacks are to be commended. And it sounds like they should be. The other side is there's a lot of customer complaints that are out there about not being transparent enough and not communicating or over communicating during a time of crisis with their customers. This gets into that, handling business crisis and methods of communication. And they can take a lesson from PR firms who really handle crisis interventions like this quite well. In the end, what we think of and what this story kind of revolves around is it's a stark reminder that every time we get online, we enter their world, right? Clearly, to have robust cybersecurity measures, to have those incident response plans with the rehearsals, right? Actually simulate through tabletop exercises. That really leads to a swift recovery, and it's the difference between a long-standing recovery and a delayed one. And then also addressing the communication along the way. It's great that they had a very good phased approach and that they were addressing it right away. The downside is the impression from the customers is that they weren't communicated with enough. And in the end, whether they feel they were communicating with them enough or not, it's really about what the customers hear and how the customers feel. And so we can all draw a lesson here from that. And it also highlights, our take on this is it also highlights not just the communication and transparency challenge, but vendor supply and supply chain risk, because that's what this is, right? The attack, it illustrates the risks that are associated with third-party vendors, right? Businesses relying entirely on one single SaaS platform. They have to begin to ensure that their partners adhere to strict and stringent cybersecurity standards. So we hope that you enjoyed the Cyber Flashpoint. We're trying to shorten some of these up so that you can find out and kind of figure out how to digest some of the recent breaches that are in the news, and so that you can figure out how to take action against cybercrime. So thank you for listening. Check out our next episode, and do us a favor. If you enjoy our podcast, 2 things that we really, really need in the next few months, and that is subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. We're not going to spam you or email you or sell your data. And please, leave us a positive review on the podcast platform that you use. If it's Spotify, leave us a review. If it's Apple Podcast, please leave us a 5-star review. Make a comment. We want to know what we're doing well. And if you got a problem with anything that we're providing, shoot us a text directly. We will respond. We're very open and adaptable. So thank you for listening. Thanks for being a cybercrime junkie. Well, that wraps this up. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our episode. The next one is coming right up. We appreciate you making this an award-winning podcast and downloading on Apple and Spotify and subscribing to our YouTube channel. This is Cybercrime Junkies, and we thank you for watching.